Say there have been 26 deadly incidents involving ATVs and UTVs in Wisconsin this year. Now, that's a statistic on track to surpass last year's total of 32 fatalities. News 4 Emily Raleigh joins us explaining the new push for safety reminders that urge riders to think twice before they hit the trail. Emily.
Bill, the Department of Natural Resources says ATV and UTV deaths this year now outnumber fatalities from boating and hunting combined. Today, they have a few important reminders for those using them.
You're following the safety rules, but someone coming around the corner isn't. So you have to have eyes in the back of your head.
The DNR says as more people use ATVs and UTVs, the number of crashes continues to climb. The DNR reports a record high 497,000 registrations for these vehicles in 2023. Wendy Heim, the owner of Pam's Outboard in Green Bay, says she's seen firsthand how dangerous these vehicles can be when riders aren't following safety guidelines.
People bringing units in to get repaired. And there's been some injuries, you know, broken arms, broken legs. Most of those people have had helmets on their heads. And if you look at one of their helmets, it's a good thing they did because they probably wouldn't be here otherwise.
DNR Recreational Safety Bureau Director April Dombrowski says safety starts with simple steps: wearing helmets, seatbelts, driving sober, and reducing speed.
All these were factors that could have prevented a death-related crash. Most of our crashes are preventable.
Some of the reported deaths involve rollovers, ejections, and collisions with trees. She says taking proper precaution can save lives.
We're asking everyone who enjoys ATV and UTVs to take a moment, make safety part of your conversation and part of your outing.
DNR says they'll have extra wardens and patrol officers on state trails this coming weekend as part of a safety enhancement campaign, and they want to remind people of all age groups to take the proper safety precautions when riding ATVs and UTVs. Bill.